Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And now we have the three amigos Tuesday mornings. It's such a pleasure to see everybody pitch in and get all jumbled together because I'm now taking Friday and Saturday off. So Matt, thank you so much.
Of course. And if you're wondering why I got thanked first, it's because I sent him a text with a tone to it.
It's fine. You want to be a little bitch? That's fine. No big deal. And Dion, how are you?
Some of us have day jobs, Mike, that we have to plan around. All right.
Hey, that's on you.
It is. I'm not saying it's not.
That ain't my problem.
I'm doing great. Howdy. And there is nothing small about Matt.
Exactly. It's true. Ask Ashley.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just let that one slide by. Guys, I don't know if you saw it, but Redfin CEO is out blaming investors for the run up in prices. First and foremost, shout out Lance Lambert, somebody that's been on my channel. He's a Fortune editor. If you want to follow him on Twitter, he's a great follow. News Lambert, somebody I follow. So this is where I saw the article. But yeah, so let me just kind of tease it. I will bring up the article because I think there's some very interesting data that Lance has produced. But yeah, you guys shocked that Redfin CEO is pointing the finger at investors? We'll go to Dion first.
Oh, maybe they've got a point. If you watched Black Adam, that was sarcasm. I have to clarify.
I have not seen the movie.
I've not been okay. Well, you have to clarify when you're being sarcastic, apparently, nowadays.
No, I don't.
So a lot of times in our comments on our videos, we get people saying that since we're investors, we like to say that there's no crash coming because we're trying to prop up the value of our own asset, which is beyond ridiculous because just like everyone else, we would like for there to be a crash so we can go shopping too. We would actually like it. We would love for our markets to crash. We just don't see the data that says it's going to. I mean, transactions, yes. Prices year over year, not so much. Month on month, this time of year, they go down every time. And then not everybody, some people want to be the victim. So you'll see posts where people say, millennials are screwed. They can't buy a house. In 2020, they represented 37% of buyers as the largest group. And in 2021, they ticked it up to 43%. The largest group of home buyers was millennials who aren't screwed. And investors pay the second most for a home. We're not the top tier of buying. We buy based on yield. The person who will pay the most is the home buyer who buys based on payment and a lot more emotion than what an investor's looking at. So I like the data. I might have said that wrong twice. I like the information you share when you talk about here's how many investors there are. Here's where the growth of the investors was. But as an overall, if your market is impacted because iBuyers targeted your specific town and all of a sudden now they're dumping and you have a 20% surplus, it's absolutely possible.
Absolutely.
But not market-wide.
Yep, agreed. Matt, when I say Redfin CEO is pointing the finger at investors, how does that hit you before I bring up the article?
Sure didn't mind all the work we were doing to raise the market, did he? And bring profile to Redfin. So I suggest he just ride the next wave, and his next board meeting can be all about all the excuses he's going to make of why they aren't making earnings for the next 18 months. So yeah, I'm used to it. Like, whatever, go ahead, point the finger. Yeah, it was me, the big bad investor, whatever. Yeah, I'm just giving 135 people homes to live in. So I'm the jerk. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, let's figure out what Redfin really is. What are they? They read off of MLS. The only existence that they have is a pretty front end that they put on MLS because somebody might not be working with an agent yet. So congratulations to them. But at the end of the day, this is what happens when the value that he adds about this much. This is what happens. So earnings for him are going to suck for the next 18 months. And I don't know that he's going to make it through the next 18 months because it's going to be really, really bad. And when you're not charging all those fees of mortgage brokers and realtors and things like that, and it actually has to be 100% based on organic, you're going to have a pretty tough model, pretty tough advertising model, because it's tough to get paid from people that aren't making any money. So I think he should probably refocus his energy on what are we going to do to make this suck less for Redfin, its employees, and more importantly, its shareholders. That's where I would start for him.
I like it. I like it. Pointing the finger seems
infantile.
Yeah, just silly, unhelpful, but
Yeah.
it's okay because again, when you look at the investor bucket, I think for most folks, we should probably define what that is. And Lance, the author of the Fortune article, the editor who's been on the channel, did a great job. So, first off, a lot of people don't realize that second homes are counted as investments, right? Because I think what they do when they pull the data is they go, "Where's the mortgage or the tax bill going?" Right? I think that's what they're doing. Yeah. So why? So a second home. So what happened during the pandemic? A lot of people bought second homes, right? Hey, I live in California. You know, the governor shut our state down. I'm going to go to Iowa or Texas or Phoenix or whatever, and bought second homes. So if you're in a second home market that had a lot of out of state money come in, to Dion's point with iBuyers, you're going to have some pain because some of those people are going to lose their job. They're going to decide to come back. So there's going to be inventory coming. I think this is all about understanding your market, your buy box, which is all we talk about on this channel. So if you're a second home market, that's your area or buy box, do the work. Second, to Dion's point on iBuyers, we'll go there next. And let's not forget, Redfin is just as guilty as Zillow, as Opendoor, as OfferPad. Y'all focused on some markets like Phoenix and Vegas and Austin, and you got stupid. Your algorithmic AI models made you overpay. You were an idiot. You burned money. You caused some markets to go nuts and others you didn't touch. So if you are in a market with iBuyers, and we've already had students and followers on this channel buy discounted properties from those folks. So I'll stop there before I just get on a bigger rant. Guys, thoughts?
So a lot of us grow up with this negative opinion of people who have money from our parents. Tax the rich are evil. Money is the root of all evil. All of these things that give us this negative opinion of something most of us are trying to become. And you're less likely to actually achieve that if you have a negative opinion of people with wealth. Even though you want the wealth, that negative opinion is going to stop some people. So when we have articles come out that say investors are the problem, it's going to help stop people from becoming investors. And there's an underlying push right now because the people who manage investment funds aren't doing so well as everything is going down. They're managing less funds. People are pulling money out. That's not good because they make money, even in retirement accounts, they make money based on how much money is in the account to manage. So much so that right now there's the bill that's passed the House that's looking at, and it's not forced enrollment in the 401k. That's what some of the articles I've seen have made it look like. It is forced automatic enrollment. Anybody who's hired by a company has to be enrolled in their 401k program unless they actually opt out. It right now has to be, you can opt into a retirement account, but this bill would make it to where employers have to automatically enroll you in this 401k. And the bill is kind of ridiculous. It says the match is up to 3% and increases 1% every year up to 10%. Like there's some things that are sneaking in this bill that are pretty scary for people who don't want money trapped in a retirement account. So a narrative that says investors are the problem, and then don't invest your own money, put it in your retirement account and let somebody else manage it for you. I think we're going to see more and more of that as we go. And I don't think it's good for the people who don't want to retire after 60.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing that,
60 ain't happening.
Yeah. The other thing, again, just to kind of round out the investors that were getting darts thrown at it, rightly or wrongly. So private equity, right? Private equity came after the single family home market. They've actually since pivoted to buying new construction versus the old 50-year-old stuff. It's cheaper. It's better to rent. There's obviously still mom and pop landlords, one rental at a time, fans growing. So again, when I did the rough math, again, trying to take historical averages, which was about 25% with the tick up it to 33% in 2021, it's about 500,000 homes extra that were purchased. So the question is, where is the pain? Is it going to be in the second home markets? Probably some. Is it going to be in markets dominated by Airbnb? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I wonder about private equity, right? There's a lot of people talking about private equity like they're suddenly going to become forced sellers. I don't see that. Matt, what do you think about that?
No, they're buying with cash.
Certainly low. Yeah, certainly.
They're buying with cash, or worse yet, is that then they open up some sort of a fund, right? So they're effectively cash buyers. That's why the cash buyers numbers are as high as they are. You already hit why the second home market or the investment market is already as high as it is, because second homes are skewing it. You've got the largest, invitation homes, but then there's some others that are getting absolutely massive that have doubled and tripled in size in the last few years. And they did it with a, believe it or not, a better AI model. It wasn't as flawed as Open Doors and Zillow's. But at the end of the day, what is it that Redfin's really trying to accomplish? I think what Fortune does is a phenomenal job of breaking down their comments and the state of the state. I think what Redfin does is just do nothing but look for an excuse to blame somebody else for why revenue is going to be off the next 18 months. They're going to get
you mean
absolutely
you mean the CEO is trying to save his job by blaming somebody else?
Yeah, you're done,
Shocking.
bro. You should have turned that stuff into rentals a long time ago. You're done.
Yeah. All right. So let me share the article from Lance, who is a good friend of the channel and a great Twitter follow. Again, Lance Lambert. His Twitter file is @news Lambert. But what I want to do is I want to go again. Lance does a great job of bringing data together.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
So look at this. This is comparing 2021 with Q1 with Q1 of 2022, and we're basically showing the increase of investors. And again, you have to be really careful with the word investor because it includes second homes and all of these things. But look at some of these pivots, right? We're up 11% roughly in Atlanta. Everybody talks about Vegas. Where's Vegas? Here it is. 20 to 26%. So probably not as high as people thought.
No, it isn't.
Again, just San Francisco, 17 to 20%, which is kind of crazy that 1/5 of San Francisco purchases are investors. Those got to be second homes. Who the hell would it be an investor or a landlord in San Francisco? God, crazy.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit, 18 to 20.
Second homes in Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be that would be cash flow. Again, Cleveland, I hear about Cleveland all the time. It didn't move that much.
Nope.
Right. Some like Virginia Beach, I actually don't know where that is. It went from 9 to 12%. Some of these moves are tiny, but if you go up here, some of these are pretty, like Phoenix. Hello, iBuyers.
Yeah.
Is Austin on this list?
Imagine how much you have to be running your city poorly for investors to go down.
Oh yeah, look at that, Seattle and Milwaukee.
That's
shout out Seattle.
Yeah, Dion saw the metric and then had to think of what to say about it.
That's exactly how that went.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, again, at the end of the day, the problem is with all these charts and graphs is you need the more granular breakdown before you can actually create an opinion. If you look at the top, I mean, because generally speaking, right, if you look at the top 10 iBuyers, what are the top 10 iBuyer markets? They're basically the top 10 that you see there. The top 10 iBuyer markets are all those. So it was Redfin, it was Zillow, it was OfferPad, it was Open Door, it was all these companies that thought that there was a smarter way to buy property and that you could make a physical asset somehow be determined by some computer-based algorithm. There's too much variable. You have to put your hands on it. It's not all created equal. Yeah.
So again, we'll talk about in video number 2 where the opportunity is, and some of the opportunity may be in some of these markets, some of this reverses. But guys, bring us home. Dion, bring us home.
So if you're looking for properties, searching on Redfin and Zillow isn't the path.
No.
So I wouldn't be getting my information from there too.
Well said. Matt, what are your closing thoughts?
The same. Be engaged with realtors. Be engaged with brokers. Guess what? You want more than it's the lazy way of doing things to be using a second tier product like Redfin or Zillow. That's the lazy way. The real way to do this is you want to be first in line. You be engaged with a realtor that actually has access to MLS where you get the alert as soon as something gets posted. Redfin and Zillow are a back tier to that MLS system. They only read from it. So where they might get updates 2, 3, 4, 6 hours later, they don't get it that second. And is that really doing the work and creating relationship and a network when you're depending on a product to get you ahead? It's really not relationship. Be
Awesome.
involved in your network and creating that network.
Well said. Where can people find you, Matt?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram, as well as my live streams currently Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
They're moving to Saturday. Dion, and where can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.